we see this strange structure of Bitcoin that actually starts to plant the seed of the paradigm shift. Like you said, everything starts with an idea. And now this Bitcoin idea is becoming front and center. And whether you come in because it's interesting or it's in the media or you come in because it's volatile, you start learning and seeing this system. And then you start to see a deflationary system for the first time maybe in your life. And then you see all of this interest in action and also increase in market cap on top of that, even if they don't understand your concepts. And this is like a very interesting bright star here. And I've been having conversations for the past 10 years here, Jeff, and I've had incredible people from around the world. And at the end of the show, after 2 hours in the studio, they all say, you know what, we better get it together as a species, or there's going to be some real problems going forward. And we need to think about how we can come together, be of service, think about the bigger picture. But nobody ever really had a ray of hope, Jeff, like this. And again, it's taken me a while being in this community, and it's still not been a long time where I'm fully into it, to start to see the potential that it is something that can save us. And I guess what it needs is adoption at this point. And is that going to happen regardless, do you think? Or is the adoption the piece that might stop this from happening? Or is now this just a piece of technology, like you said, and will it exponentially grow?
It's going to exponentially grow. It's the adoption is and I think the adoption is built into the system. I don't think there's anything that could stop it. In fact, every bit of news, when I said misinformation must create more misinformation, if I've tried to look at this from a what could kill it, now I'm going to leave one tiny thing. Potentially sometime you're going to have quantum computers, and quantum computers might be able to, at some point in the future, break the algorithm. Now that would presuppose that the network doesn't change itself before that happens, which I think, so even that in itself, I see as a very, very low probability risk. But I would have to say, if I'm a technologist, I'd have to say that risk. But all of the others, all of the things you hear in the media, everything else, if you think about climate change is caused by inflation, because it presupposes the world can grow forever on a finite planet, not just grow forever, but manipulate money to grow forever. So the reason most people have two jobs, working harder and harder, driving two cars to work to be able to buy more things, is because you're creating something that their money is worth less and less, and they have to be on that merry-go-round. That is climate change. So it's crazy that we're around the world giving governments more money to create more climate change, because if they were successful in actually reducing prices and because the market wants to be, if you think about what's happening in solar, energy is getting cheaper. If you think about and it isn't right now, why isn't it right now in the UK and elsewhere, is because of all the printing. They have to keep the prices going up when the market wants to bring them down. So you cannot solve climate from a system that requires inflation forever or growth forever on a finite planet. So all of these ideas, all of these things that are creating more and more misinformation around Bitcoin actually make it stronger, because questions like this come out and say, okay, how do you solve climate through an inflationary monetary policy that must burn the world? And there's no answer. And so more and more people, every time there's more news around Bitcoin and no more news around kind of the alternative, more people realize what Bitcoin is, and it gets stronger, and more people move into it and defend it. And all those nodes and network and everything else. That's why I think it's almost unstoppable, or it is unstoppable.